sides, insiders whispering that this was only the start of a much larger controversy, and videos of the brawl spreading more quickly than wildfire. What happened that night isn't the only question at hand. It is unclear whether this violent altercation marks the formal end of Bambi and Scrappy's chances of getting back together. Atlanta's Club Cena Mix was meant to be just another glamorous evening of champagne cameras and the crazy vibe that only Atlanta hip-hop and love stars can provide. By the end of the evening, however, Bambi was more than simply a partygoer having a good time. Rather, after a vicious altercation with Scrappy's supposed new girlfriend, in which she was actually carried out of the club by security in front of hundreds of yelling onlookers, she made headlines and became the focus of a startling viral controversy. Secondly, you must go back in time and examine the months that preceded this astounding event in order to comprehend how things got so out of hand. The relationship between Scrappy and Bambi has long been on life support. It seems like Bambi was fed up with the disrespect, as seen by her frequent postings and the never-ending allegations of adultery, as if their marriage were in jeopardy. With Bambi often portraying the devoted wife and Scrappy's name being linked to several scandals, fans have kept a close eye on the tumultuous ups and downs. However, the rumors about over the last several weeks, Scrappy's new lady had been becoming noisier, claimed to have been seen with him at exclusive gatherings, and even mentioned in mysterious messages on social media that seemed to be directed only for Bambi. The enigmatic figure was increasingly showing up on the gossip websites. The writing was on the wall for many supporters. Even though Bambi wasn't prepared to acknowledge it, Scrappy had moved on. The night of the battle then arrived. The evening that demonstrated such stories weren't only gossip about idols. Several witnesses claim that Bambi was already tense when she entered the club. She was among a number of pals, as gorgeous as always, but according to sources, she seemed anxious, as if she knew someone or something was waiting for her. As expected, Scrappy showed up with his purported new girlfriend less than an hour later. Immediately, the club's atmosphere changed. The phones rang. Whispering began among the fans. Everyone was aware that this would blow out. It was just a question of when. According to reports, Bambi saw Scrappy's lady across the VIP area, and she had a laser-like focus after that. According to witnesses, she first attempted to be calm while drinking and joking with her friends. But when Scrappy's new girlfriend reportedly moved in close to him and smirked while saying something in his ear, her eyes kept wandering toward them. The last straw was that. The altercation began with words rather than fists. According to a fan who captured the incident on camera, Bambi strode across the club with her heels tapping on the floor while the audience dispersed as if she were about to give a speech. "You really think you're going to replace me? You'll never be me," she said, pointing her finger straight at the lady. The room was filled with gasps. Caught in the midst, Scrappy attempted to intervene, but his supposed new girlfriend refused to back down. Witnesses say that she immediately lashed back, shouting, "At least he wants me around, unlike you." The audience erupted, raising their phones, flashing and yelling as if they were seeing a live reality program. What took place, chaos followed. Voices raised, drinks flew, and Bambi lunged before anybody could stop it. The cries in the club became unbearable as the two ladies grabbed each other and ripped each other's hair. By the time security arrived, the altercation was already underway. Attending fans called it one of the most violent, untidy, and startling altercations they had ever seen at a club in Atlanta. Then came the moment that went viral on social media. Bambi is being pulled from the club by security. She yelled and cursed as she struggled to avenge Scrappy's daughter, according to witnesses. Her clothes were ripped and her hair was a mess, but she was so furious that it took several guards to get her away. Videos from that very time are Bambi's. As security pulled her out, her heels scratching the ground became viral on Instagram and TikTok. Within hours, followers were arguing about who really started the trend with hashtags like Trio, Bambi dragged out, and Scrappy drama. Battle and who is to blame for Bambi. It was more than simply a brawl. It was humiliation in public. Everything was captured by the cameras. The story swiftly changed from a personal argument to a full-fledged media circus, as the bloggers tore it apart. According to those close to Bambi, she is incensed not just over Scrappy's apparent treachery, but also about the reality that the new girl seemed really ready to make fun of her in public. However, many are already criticizing Bambi, saying, that she let her emotions to control her and turned what should have been a tactful power move into a humiliating viral video. One admirer said on Twitter, "She should have ignored it. Now she looks desperate and pressed." Another person responded, "No, Bambi was perfectly entitled. Picture your spouse strutting about with a new partner. Anybody would lose it. And there, the groundwork is laid for the subsequent startling events. The consequences, the leaked video, and the responses from Scrappy and his so-called new girl. Because if this argument ever taught us anything, it's that Bambi is willing to fight, literally, for her own respect, because she's tired of being a silent wife. This tale is made even more bizarre by the speed at which the video became viral, online. The brawl didn't end when security pulled Bambi out the front doors. In fact, it was only the start of the mayhem. How the first shaky footage surfaced on Twitter and Instagram within hours of the event, and how fans analyzed every frame of the video, and how Scrappy's supposed new lady utilized the opportunity to further escalate the issue. With two enormous security officers holding her back, you could see Bambi screaming, her arms flailing, her voice piercing the music like a warning alarm. And suddenly there she was, Scrappy's one picture of the alleged new female standing in the background with a smug look on her face went viral on social media, and many immediately saw it as a victory gesture, as if she had won the evening by not only keeping Scrappy at her cool in public, but also causing Bambi to lose her. The irony is that insiders say the altercation wasn't just impulsive. Someone with knowledge of the matter said that Scrappy's new girl intentionally angered Bambi in order to cause a commotion. That grin in the video wasn't a coincidence, the source adding that she knew Bambi would react if she approached Scrappy too closely. Fans were surprised to learn that it was prearranged. They were no longer just discussing who had thrown the initial blow. When a lengthier version of the stolen film appeared online, they began to wonder whether Bambi had been set up. In the "Aya Ai Jaw" longer tape you can hear. Although the audio is muted, fans claim that Scrappy's new girlfriend whispered to Bambi just before the initial push, saying, "He doesn't want you anymore." If accurate, that the video also showed Scrappy himself attempting to separate the two ladies, but not in the manner fans anticipated, rather than instantly defending Bambi, which would explain why Bambi lost her temper so easily, and why her outbursts were so uncontrolled. Since Scrappy never stood up for Bambi, many viewers believed that he was protecting his new girlfriend more by stepping in front of her and telling her to calm down. One remark went viral. Read, "That provides all the information you need. Bloggers." And gossip sites went into overdrive in the meanwhile, posting screenshots of the altercation with titles like "Bam's End," and the mysterious lady at the heart of it all suddenly became a trending figure herself. And meet the new girl who made Bambi snap. The storyline changed once again when people searched through her Instagram and discovered pictures of her wearing jewelry that strikingly resembled items Scrappy had previously given Bambi. Scrappy was apparently recycling presents from his marriage and giving them to his new flair. But the true twist was when Bambi chose to speak out, going live on Instagram a day after the altercation with her hair pulled back and her eyes full of rage. I don't care what you guys watched in that video. Thousands of fans flocked to hear her side of the tale, and she didn't hold back. What you didn't see is that girl in my face disrespecting me, trying to humiliate me in public. Bambi said, in a trembling but strong voice, "I ain't the one to play with. You all know me, I put my all into Scrappy, and I was faithful to him for years. And this is what I get. He acts like I don't exist while he parades some side lady around. I wasn't going to put up with that." Emojis of hearts and flames flooded the screen as many pleaded for more information in the comments section. Then, Bambi revealed her most shocking revelation to date. You guys believe she's just a random person? She's been around for a lot longer than you realize. This is the reason I'm done attempting to rescue a guy who doesn't even want to be saved. Social internet was rocked by the comment, "She'd been around longer than you guys think." Bloggers grabbed on it, speculating that Scrappy's purported. New fans were now searching through previous pictures for hints of Scrappy, but the girl wasn't new at all. Had she been in the picture for months or perhaps years while Bambi was still struggling for her marriage? Having connected to this lady before. The consequences didn't stop there. As a few hours after Bambi went public, Scrappy shared a mysterious Instagram tale. Was just the phrase, "Y'all don't know the half," shown on a blank screen. The message, exacerbated the situation and fueled rumors that the Brawl was motivated by even more secrets, and perhaps even behind his marriage to Bambi. However, the biggest surprise was when Scrappy's purported new girlfriend chose to stoke the flames in what seemed to be a direct reaction to Bambi's remarks. She uploaded a photo of herself clutching Scrappy's necklace and said, "He chose me." The image quickly gained popularity. Her courageous decision to write anything only hours after Bambi's emotional breakdown stunned many. And here is where the first major surprise occurs. Scrappy's marriage was brought to light by a lady who wasn't willing to play dirty, and this wasn't just a brawl in a club. It was the public disintegration of Bambi and May. Furthermore, since social media magnified every action, the drama was no longer private. It was publicly available for everyone to see, analyze, and, hey, make into memes. However, if the internet was rocked by Bambi's Instagram Live and Scrappy's mysterious message, the following section of the narrative would shatter it completely, because the backstory is much more incriminating. Fans were about to learn something that might completely alter their perception of this love triangle. If they believed that Bambi's Instagram Live was the culmination, they were completely mistaken. The whole love and hip-hop community was in complete amazement at what transpired next, which was far more explosive and deadly. Within 24 hours of the altercation, a number of leaked DME and audios started making the rounds online. They first seemed to be fan tweaks, but the voices and screenshots were too convincing to deny, and the leaks seemed to display direct messages. "You know, I can't stand how she still calls herself your wife," read a message sent weeks before to the altercation at the club between Scrappy and his purported new girlfriend. "Your future lies with me. We should show her that." Another purportedly Scrappy message responded with the lines, "You already know what it is, sweetheart." Fans went crazy because these weren't only amusing words. They were unmistakable evidence that Scrappy's new girlfriend had been around for a long time before his formal breakup with Bambi, at least in the eyes of the public, and that if the timestamps were accurate, they coincided with the last several months of his marriage. Next came the audio. A mystery 2-minute tape purportedly recorded by someone in Scrappy's team appeared on Twitter, and it included Scrappy's voice. Heard stating, "Bam didn't listen to me when I informed her I was done. Now I have someone who really gets me. I will not return." The tape was unpolished, muted, and unmistakably real, and it gave Bambi fans the validation they were looking for. The revelation struck Bambi hard because Scrappy wasn't just moving on. He was deliberately rejecting the lady who had supported him through years of trouble. She reappeared on social media a few hours after the disclosures went public. But this time she was shattered rather than flaming. She talked straight into the camera while sitting in her vehicle with her makeup smeared. "I knew he was fooling me and lying, but I gave that guy everything. Therefore it stings a lot to hear him say that as if I were nothing." Her remarks rocked the internet, as followers criticized Scrappy for humiliating others by using hashtags like Justice for Bam and Mark her Scrappy expose. Even celebrities began to comment on Bambi's public appearance. One rapper from Atlanta said on Twitter, "I never thought I'd see Bam treated like this. She is worthy of better." However, the startling disclosure didn't end there. The gossip site that first leaked the information said that they had further proof, including pictures showing Scrappy and his new girlfriend standing close to each other and talking at a private party weeks before to the incident. Were purportedly shot during a birthday celebration for one of Scrappy's pals, and the worst part was that Bambi wasn't there. During this point, the storyline changed, from straightforward accusations of infidelity to a full-fledged betrayal drama. As fans pieced together the chronology, they discovered that Scrappy's new lady wasn't a rebound and had been hiding in the background for months, if not longer. The most outrageous revelation of all occurred when a purported source went live on TikTok and said that the lady Bambi had a fight with at the club wasn't just Scrappy's new girlfriend. This informant said that the lady was someone Bambi knew intimately and that she had previously been around the couple socially, smiling in Bambi's presence while surreptitiously developing a connection with Scrappy behind her back. This wasn't a random incident. It was personal, which is why Bam lost it in the club. The internet went crazy. If this was accurate, the battle was over deep-seated treachery rather than simply a menace. In order to find out whether the mysterious lady had ever been in the background of any previous cast photographs, group trips, or even tagged Instagram images, fans started searching through them. Sure enough, screenshots of Scrappy Bambi and the purported new female started to circulate. Bambi's admirers went crazy when they saw her in the same room at previous events. One tweet went viral saying, "Imagine thinking you got a friend and the whole time she plotted on your man." The shocking thing is that the purported new girl wasn't going to back down despite calls from others for her to come out in public, rather than hiding behind private accounts and cryptic postings. She started posting cryptic messages such, "The truth always comes out, and if he wanted to, he would," instead of denying anything. And he did. She even appeared in front of a mirror in one photo, which said, "Still unbothered." At this point, things really got out of hand. Bambi's both sides of the fandom were spinning, transforming what had begun as a messy dispute